I'm not gonna lie, guys, but I'm absolutely obsessed. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you've returned, thank you so much for returning back to my channel. And today I thought that we could do kind of a how much of my TBR can I read in a week. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm not gonna reveal all of the books that are on my TBR. I'm just revealing one book at a time. I feel like sometimes when I do all 3 books, I feel like I want to keep the mysteriousness, and I feel like you're just going to know what we're going to read, so I want to keep the mysteriousness as much as possible. So you probably would have seen from a little intro to this video that I have been reading Shields of Sparrow by Devney Perry, and guys, I am loving this book at the moment. I am quite far the way through. I am on chapter 20, page 213, guys, and I am obsessed. I don't know why this is doing it. I am obsessed with this book, guys. I cannot even tell you how much I have been so into this book, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared going into this book that I wasn't gonna like it because I felt like it was going to be slow, and I'd seen so many other people not really like it that much. But I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am absolutely loving this. I feel like we've got quite a bit of tension between a couple of the characters already, and I'm really enjoying this. So I cannot wait to see where this book goes. So I did start this book this morning, as you would have seen, and then I did come home and read a bit, and then I have just been chilling in bed reading this. I didn't really want to film in bed because my partner's quite tired, and I just wanted it to be a safe space for him to just fall asleep and I wouldn't have to worry about like me turning off the video. So I've had a comfy shower, I'm in my PJs, and I think we are just ready to cozy down for the night. So I'm probably gonna try and get to around 250 pages because I feel like I want to get as close as I can. So 250 pages will put us on chapter 23, and I feel like that is a good way through the book for the first day. So I think we are gonna stop yammering, and I think I'm just gonna get comfy and cozy and read this book, and I will update you in the morning, guys. That is the plan, and I'm hoping that we can finish this book by Wednesday because I am hoping to get another 2 books done. But to give you a premise of how long this video is going to go, normally I would do Monday to Friday, but I think given I'm back to work this week and I'm getting back into a new routine, I think we may go up to Saturday potentially. It depends kind of what we get read. But I think I'm going to read Shield of Sparrows and get comfy, and I think I will catch you all up in the morning when I'm ready to sit down and kind of start reading again, or give you another reading update. I'm not gonna lie, guys, but I'm absolutely obsessed with The Guardian, and I can't, like, there is just something in this book right now that makes me just want to kick and squeal like a little girl right now. And I really like the tension between The Guardian and, what's her name? I can't even remember her name. The Guardian and Odessa, that's her name, Odessa. Like, the literal tension between these, but I feel like there's still something that needs to be revealed about these two, because I don't think her and Xavier have as much tension as her and the Guardian. And again, I don't know whether it's because like Odessa and the Guardian spend so much time together that they have so much tension, because I'm not gonna lie, I think I don't see Xavier as much as I think I maybe want to, but I'm obsessed, guys. I'm obsessed. Guys, so I have a little bit of an update on Shields of Sparrows. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I just want to sit and binge this. I literally want to sit and binge this. I am literally that far the way through the book, and I cannot even believe that I've just been sat here devouring this book. Like, I've not even picked up my phone, I've not even picked up to do any scrolling. I've literally barely moved from this sofa due to how good this book is. Like, I was so scared I wasn't gonna like this book, and I'm obsessed, guys. I'm literally obsessed. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my reactions to this has been a bit wild. I'm not gonna lie, they have been wild, and I was not expecting some of the plot twists. I had kind of an inkling because of how two characters behaved, but I don't think I was expecting that. I think I was kind of expecting like maybe a love triangle or something, or and she chooses or whatnot, but I'm shook, guys. So I am on, let me just grab it. I'm on chapter 50, page 506, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of in the headspace that we could probably finish this tonight, and that terrifies me how quickly I have read this book. But to give you kind of a bit of a premise of this book, basically you are following Odessa, and Odessa is a princess in Quintis, and basically she has this like bride pack, like a bride pack treaty go on, because her father is the king of gold, or known as the king of Quintis, and he gets the kind of the people, the prince of Turkan, to kind of slave and kill these marrow wheels, which are creatures. And you kind of find out her father wants basically some information about something. He basically wants then the daughter to become a spy, and you quickly learn that all is not as kind of what it seems, basically. And she basically has to marry Xavier, and basically you kind of watch them develop. And she wasn't brought up to be a spy. She wasn't brought up with much knowledge of the world, because May, which is her sister, who although is younger, was going to take the throne. That was what was decided. And yeah, you kind of find out a bit about their life, a bit about the countries, and kind of something that's going on. I can't really say. I'm trying to remain kind of as spoiler free as I can. And yeah, I'm really loving this plot. I'm really loving the world. And although it kind of feels like not a lot has happened, it's more like slow revealing, it still has kept me hooked. I feel like the characters are just wild. I really do like them. I like Xavier. I like the Guardian. And I really like Odessa. I think she's really changed from who she was in the beginning to who she is now. I think she had the flair that she needed to basically like to become what she has become at the moment, basically. But I'm not gonna lie, I am very scared now that I'm gonna want to go into Rights of Sterling's, I think it's called, or whatever the second book is called. It makes me really scared that I now really think I want to go into that right after reading this. But I think for the rest of the evening, it's about 7:45, 10 to 8. So I feel like I'm just going to continue just reading. I thought I would just kind of give you a bit of an update of what's been going on. So I think I'm going to continue reading for a little while, and hopefully we can try and finish this book tonight. I know I won't get around to starting anything tonight, so most likely if I finish this book tonight, which I can see quite highly happening, then we will start a new book in the morning, because I don't think I'm going to be able to start anything right now, not new, after finishing this. I feel like I'm going to have to like sit with my thoughts for a little bit. But that is all for updates at the moment, so I feel like I'm going to love you and leave you all, and we're going to see my reactions to this book. So guys, I have a little bit of an update for this vlog. So it is currently Wednesday evening and you're probably wondering, I haven't really spoken much to this camera today. I've literally probably just sat and devoured this book, but I thought I would talk to you about the book that we are currently reading, and I'm rereading A Happy Place by Emily Henry, guys, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this book. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have literally sat and annotated this whole book and I am quite the far the way through. I'm currently chapter 6, page 258, and I just love this book. This book brings me so much heartache. It brings out so much heartache, and it brings out just how much I genuinely love Emily Henry and the characters and the story and the plot that she genuinely writes, and how she gets these characters like so emotionally invested with the reader. Like, I literally cannot tell you how much I've literally just been so much enjoying this reread of Happy Place. Now, this obviously was a 5-star read, and I can literally tell you right now, this is still going to be a 5-star read when I finish it. Like, I can literally see why I gave this book 5 stars and why I loved this book and why this was the first 5-star that I ever gave Emily Henry. I feel like for me, this was the first book that I ever properly connected with, and I can absolutely see why, and I still feel it now, and I still feel all of the emotions, and I still feel like I want to cry when I read this book because of how much the emotions are and how much it brings out in this book. But I've pretty much sat and devoured a big chunk of this book. I'm hoping to get a good percentage of the way through again. I'm hoping that we can get to maybe like page 300 and get to maybe like chapter 31. Page 303. That is the goal, because then we wouldn't have that much left to read, and we are only on Wednesday, and I feel like we have read 2 books already, and we have read one big one, and then we do have kind of a 300 and something page book. So I feel like we're doing really well for time and for books, and I feel like this month's TBR has just been everything. I've been so just intrigued to read the books that have been on my June TBR. I've just had the most amazing reader month so far, and I cannot even believe that I'm still only 2 weeks into June and I'm just obsessed with the books that I have chosen for the month of June. I feel like I've just enjoyed everything that I have read, literally enjoyed everything that I've read. But if you haven't read Happy Place, or you don't know what Happy Place is, basically we are following Win and Harriet, and their whole friendship group always goes away. It's their thing, and their friends have this cottage and they always kind of go away. That's their family, that's like their thing, they always go away. And basically I just need to make sure, yeah, every year they take a holiday, and basically this year it's been a bit different. So Win and Harriet broke up 6 months ago, and their friends don't actually know that they've broken up. I don't think they've been willing to admit that they've broken up and that they're no longer together, and they've kind of got a fake pretend that they're still in their long relationship and that everything's fine and that they're still really good together. And how much you can see these 2 characters being Win and Harriet, and how much they have genuinely struggled on this trip, pretending that they are happy and that they're with each other and that they're going to get married and that everything is handy dandy and fine. And you really explore some of the things behind, especially when you kind of go into their past life and what their life was before their present life, like in what they're dealing with now, and kind of the things that they've had to overcome, the barriers that they've had, kind of the upsets and the traumas, and kind of the emotions that they've had to battle either before their relationship or kind of throughout the relationship before they ended. And I love this book so much, and it generally just, yeah, it just brings something out in me, and it just makes me want to hug these characters so much. But I'm literally obsessed with this book, and I just cannot believe that I have literally been devouring this book. But we also have another book that we need to talk about, which I'm just getting now, and that is Shields of Sparrow by Devanny Perry. So I did finish this last night, and I did rate this a 5-star, guys. I cannot believe that this was a 5-star. Like, guys, I genuinely couldn't believe, like, I literally binged 400 pages of this book yesterday. I literally binged to the point that there was no return. I binged around 400 pages of this book. It was 5 stars. And when I tell you I wanted to pick up the second book immediately and just be in this world and continue to be in this world, I'm not even joking, guys. However, I am on a book buying ban, and I do not have the second book. Obviously, you would have seen the London vlog that's literally come out today, and the book buying and how many books are, and I just was like, I'm on a book buying ban. I'm hoping to be on a book buying ban for the next 3 months, and this does not include pre-orders that I've already ordered. This just means me going out solely buying books. I'm on a big book buying ban, and that means that I cannot read the next installment of this book yet, and it makes me very sad. I was sat tossing and turning last night being like, do I break this book buying ban to get the second book and get it delivered? But I didn't. I held on very strongly. But if you've not read that book, I literally solely recommend guys. But for the rest of the evening, I'm just going to cozy down. I'm in my pajamas, guys, all cutesy, and I'm going to sit and binge as much of this book as I can for the rest of the evening. I've probably not got that long left before I need to go to bed, and I'm hoping that you guys can finish the book with me tomorrow if I don't finish it. And then I don't know what I'm going to go in for. So the only other books that are left on my TBR is literally Metal Slinger and Heavenly Bodies, which are both fantasy books. So I feel like we may have to choose tomorrow what we plan on reading. Hopefully we can get something found. I just don't know what one to read yet. I feel like this may come to me tomorrow. I hope it does anyway, because they are literally it. Like, that will be my whole TBR completed. And I was really worried that I was going to complete my TBR really quickly and then I was going to fall in a reading slump, and I am not. I'm not in a reading slump. I'm still enjoying every book, and I really cannot wait to get to some of these books. I feel like my TBR is really stocked for July and the next coming TBR months, and I'm just so excited. But also, Lightwilder is coming out by Rachel Schneider tomorrow, and I'm getting it. I've got a pre-order, so it doesn't count that it's being added to the TBR cart, guys. But I definitely just feel like I want to read Metal Slinger, but then I'm scared that if I read Metal Slinger and I go into Lightwilder, like, it's not on my TBR, and I don't really want it to be included in this video, because this is solely me trying to get through my June TBR, because I just thought I always get to a certain point in the month where I've still got so many books left on my TBR and I end up just reading everything. Whereas this month it's been very, very difficult, and it's been very different, where I have just wanted to read all of the books on my literal June TBR. So I feel like that is enough of me rambling for today, and well, for this reading update I have rambled, but I think that I'm just going to get cozy. I'm going to continue annotating this book and hopefully either finish it or get a good way through. So that is the plan, guys, and I feel like I will just see you when I either start this, finish it tomorrow, or I give you another update. So let's get into reading. Hey guys, so I do have a bit of an update. It is Friday evening, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, I read nothing yesterday, but I do have quite a bit that I do need to talk to you about. So I did finish Happy Place by Emily Henry yesterday, and guys, she's all beautifully tabbed and it's just stunning. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, it was a 5-star. I didn't really know that my opinions were going to change, because I literally love this book and I was obsessed. And Emily Henry is just amazing, and I loved every minute, and I forget how much I literally wanted to cry at some of these parts in the book, but I was obsessed. So again, reread 1, should I say, is completed. I then have been reading Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider, and I'm trying to prepare myself for the reread for Lightwilder that came out yesterday, and I did, guys. I also have the pre-order that of Lightwilder in here, and I kind of wanted to open it up with you guys, but I am starting my reread of Metal Slinger, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm 116 pages in chapter 14, so I'm that far the way through, and I have started to annotate it, guys, as well, and it is going to be pretty by the end of the book. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I remember giving this 5 stars when I first read it, but I think I'm in a bit of a dilemma, guys. I am not as obsessed when I first read it compared to what I am now. I'm not as obsessed as I was. I think it's just been a bit slow for me, and I don't know why I feel like that, but I'm hoping it picks up a little bit. But I thought we could open Lightwilder, as I did pre-order this, and I purposely kept it for this book because I knew I was supposed to start Metal Slinger yesterday and finish it today, but I just wasn't in a reading mood, and I'm not going to force myself even if I'm doing a reading vlog, so I'm just going to get it out. I really hope, because on my one I've got like number 1, so I really hope that we have the number on here. Yes, we do. Oh, she is pretty, guys. So I'm gonna kind of show you guys first. So this is Light Wielder. It's got number 2 and it's really, really pretty, guys. You've got like a nice kind of blue and it goes into really butterflies and you've got a bit of fire there. And I kind of feel like it's given the same kind of, what's it, cover but different colours compared to this. And it's got number 2. And oh my god, this is so pretty. So on the inside of Metal Slinger, this is what you have. So that's the inside and that is the back of it, guys. And then for Light Wielder, you have this really pretty kind of sky looking. I also want to see the external hardcover as well, guys. So just to show you, it's also like that in the back as well. And then this is the naked hardcover and she is stunning. And this says light burns brightest after dark. And this says metal must burn before it becomes a blade. So I don't know whether these are like quotes from the book that they've put on, but this is just stunning. And I'm absolutely obsessed with this. It's just so pretty. Like, the people who've put all the lovely work into this, it's just so pretty. But obviously we need to finish off Metal Slinger first, and the reason behind why I wanted to read Metal Slinger again was because I read this when it was indie published on Kindle Unlimited. And yeah, I read this when it was indie published on Kindle Unlimited and I read it then, and it's been a good 2 years, maybe even, yeah, it's got been about 2 years, or yeah, around a year or two. So I felt like I needed to give it a reread, and that is the kind of naked hardcover, by the way, for Metal Slinger. So hopefully we can get a good chunk the way through the book. It's not that far in, but if I'm hoping we can get to maybe chapter 40, which is like 293 pages. If we can get that far the way through the book, I'll be more than happy, because we will only have this left to read tomorrow. But obviously I am a little bit annoyed with myself because this vlog finishes today, so you would have only seen that and you wouldn't have seen that. So maybe I might carry it on tomorrow if we don't finish this. I may end up having one of those moments where I stay up really late to try and finish this book, but I think I'm gonna stop yammering and I think I'm just gonna get reading this book, guys. I'm gonna get reading this book. So guys, I definitely have a book update. So we are at the end of our reading vlog and I want to kind of discuss the books that we have read for this week that was on my TBR for the month of June. So we did start off with Shields of Sparrow by Devney Perry, and I did finish this and I rated this a 5-star. I literally was obsessed, guys. It was so cute, loved it. Honestly, was probably one of my favourite fantasy books I've also read this year, so I'm very excited to have read this book. We then have our reread of Happy Place by Emily Henry, and I did annotate it and she looks really pretty, and I just remember how much I love Emily's Henry writing, and this was also a 5-star. And then we did start the Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This is a reread for me to get prepared for Light Wielder, and I did get quite the chunk the way through. So we did end up getting to chapter 40, page 293, and that is all I really read for the week. So I wish we could have finished this, but as you would have known, I didn't read anything on Thursday. I just wasn't in a reading mood, and I'm not going to force myself to read if I'm not in the mood, but we did get quite a few of the way through, so this can definitely be finished today. But this is where the reading vlog is going to end, guys. So I hope you've had a lovely time watching this, and I hope you've really enjoyed kind of the books that I have read and my thoughts, my opinions and everything like that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.